Fantastic. So good morning now. It's great to have you with me. It's Wednesday morning, very early, it's still quite dark. And we're going to start this morning before we go into our meditation with a little bit of breath work. And we've been doing a little bit of this week, really to start looking at how we shift our physiological state before we go into meditation so we're more ready for the meditation. Because sometimes that's one of the biggest things people find is that their body just don't quite feel ready for meditation or like they want to meditate because their body's just not in the right state. And there's a little test that we can do to see what state your body's in with your breath. So if you put your finger underneath your nose and just breathe out through your nose onto your finger. Now, first thing in the morning might be a little bit blocked, but just breathing out. And you should find, most people find, about 90% of people find that one nostril or the other will be more dominant, and it changes through the day. So your left nostril is more associated with your parasympathetic nervous system. So probably right now, we've just woken up, it's first thing in the morning, you might find that you're more in your parasympathetic nervous system. So you're not quite geared up and ready for the day and the action of the day. If you're in the right hand nostril more, that's a sign of being in the sympathetic nervous system. So a little bit more in that stress response, fight or flight, getting ready for action. And naturally through our day, we cycle between those two things. So what we're going to do today is, with this practice, we're just going to do a really simple box breathing practice, which is basically just a way of actually slowing down the rate of our breathing and getting us back to a more balanced place. And it literally just means that I will guide you for an in-breath of 4. So I've got a cat who's come to see me here because she's been out all night. So she'll probably try and climb across the laptop in a minute. So we're going to breathe in for 4, out, and then we'll hold for 4. We'll breathe out for 4 and we'll hold for 4. And we're just going to do really just 5 rounds, very simply. And then we'll move it into our meditation this morning. And hopefully you'll find that that means that it's easier, it's easier to slip into that meditation state because your body's started to make that shift. So just find yourself in a comfortable position with, for the breathing part, ideally maybe just sitting upright with your body not resting back. And then we're going to do our breathing, and then you can just, with your eyes closed, just move yourself back, and ideally not having your head resting back on anything, especially if it's first thing in the morning like now, if you're watching this live, so that you don't fall back asleep. And with your thoughts, because if you're human, as soon as we start to meditate, thoughts will come. And when that happens, we just notice and come back. That's it. That is the practice. And it doesn't matter if you have to notice and come back 100 times while we meditate. That's like a bicep curl for the brain. We're training our attention to stay where we choose. So closing down the eyes and just noticing, first of all, as we sit and prepare to breathe, just what it feels like in the body right now. Just noticing, maybe noticing your feet on the floor or on the bed, your hands in your lap. And start to become aware of the breath. Just notice the quality of your breath this morning. Is it smooth and slow? Is it low down in your belly, or is it higher up in the chest? And I will begin shortly to count us in for an inhale. We'll hold for 4. We'll exhale for 4. And then we'll hold for 4. And we'll do that 5 times. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final round. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let go and let the breath find its natural rhythm again. Maybe there's a slightly different quality to the breath. And just allowing yourself to settle back, resting your back against the chair or the bed, with your head slightly away from the back of the bed frame or the chair, your feet on the floor or on the bed, and your hands in your lap. And we're just going to take our attention now and place it on the very tips of the fingers. Without moving the fingers, just let your full focus rest there. And if the mind's already wandered, just gently bringing it back to the very tips of the fingers. And you might notice after a moment a gentle tingling or buzzing in the fingers, like a gentle vibration or humming. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay too. If you are feeling sensation in the fingertips, it's just your nervous system responding to your attention. Your fingers preparing for movement. So often we're looking outwards and rushing to get somewhere or reach some goal. For now, we're doing the opposite. It's moment by moment, bringing the mind and the body together. And now see if you can add your toes to your awareness. So your fingers and your toes. And there may be thoughts and sensations too, and that's okay. Just bring your attention back to the fingers and the toes, to whatever you're aware of. Maybe there's that same gentle tingling in the toes. And just allow that awareness now to spill across the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. Like a warm glow. Allowing it to travel up the lower ankles, the shins, the calves, all the way up to the knees. From the knees, traveling up the thighs and into the hips. Noticing the weight of the legs. Maybe there's a heaviness or a lightness. And then from the hands, allowing it to spill up the wrists and the forearms, all the way up to the crook of the arm. Then up to the tops of the shoulders. Perhaps noticing the weight of the arms. Feeling where your arms graze the side of your body. Noticing the chest, down into the belly. Maybe becoming aware of the breath again. And just noticing how, as you scanned your body, that maybe the breath was just happening on its own. The body was breathing for you. You didn't need to make it happen. Noticing the shoulders. The jaw. The forehead. And if there's a restlessness or a distraction in the mind, It's okay. Just gently coming back and setting an intention to be right here in this moment. I'm exactly where I planned to be. There's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. For this moment, I'm right here, exactly where I'm supposed to be. And come back to the breath now, noticing where you feel the breath. Maybe it's where the cool air enters the nostrils or the mouth. Maybe it's the gentle rise and fall of the chest. Maybe the collarbone, the ribs. Maybe the rise and fall of the belly. And just gently noting that rising and falling of the body to anchor you to your breath. So as the body breathes in, just gently and softly note rising in the body. And as the body breathes out, just noting falling. Rising, falling. Rising, falling. And just continuing to note in silence that rising and falling for a few moments. Just coming back anytime the mind wanders. And letting go of the labeling of the breath now, whatever your experience has been, whether you've been distracted and the mind has been wandering most of the time, or whether you were able to fall into the rhythm of your own breathing without needing to control it or make something happen. Our experience in the meditation is largely irrelevant because what we meditate for is the state that we create when we open our eyes. Gently return your attention to the fingertips and the toes for a moment as you start to gently return movement there. Just noticing that isolation of the movements, that gentle awakening. Taking 3 bigger than usual breaths, breathing in through the nose and a big sigh out of the mouth. And taking 2 more like that, breathing in through the nose. Sighing out through the mouth. And a final time, breathing in through the nose. Sighing out through the mouth. And gently blinking open the eyes and just pausing for a moment before you race back into the day. Now, I don't know if you could hear it where you are today, but the birds this morning are so loud here because it's getting lighter just that tiny bit later. So I was out here just as they were waking up, I think, and there was a big swoosh sound in the middle. I don't know if that was something that you heard. And that was probably about 1,000 starlings just rising up off the reed bed and just making their way. In fact, there's a few more just beginning to. I don't know if you can see them. They rise up and they dance and they spill off in different directions. It's amazing. So have a wonderful day. I'll be here tomorrow at 2:15, and I hope that you set a different tone to maybe the normal tone of your day and getting started, so you can start with a little bit more calm and a little bit more clarity. And I'll see you soon.